Hi, I'm Katelyn Padgett, and I am Florida Panhandle Technical College. I go to Florida Panhandle Technical College, and I'm taking the CyberSecurity course. And I know you like computers, so you should probably look into it. It's open enrollment, so you can start anytime. You don't have to wait till August or January. And Miss Skipper is so nice and so helpful, and she really makes sure you're prepared for all of your tests. And everybody in our class is so helpful and nice, and I found a lot of good friends that I'll probably have for a very long time. And it's a wonderful course. The best part about being involved in the IT field or the cybersecurity field is probably that everything's changing. And if you like a fast-paced life and you like learning new things, then this is probably the best route for you. The hardest part's probably been studying for the big exams that we have to take, because I get very nervous about big tests. And it just reminded me of high school, having to take exams all over again and getting stressed out about that. But I've passed them all. So the IT field is male dominated. And I figured out that a woman can do it and a woman can excel. And it's not bad to be around guys all the time. You learn to love them. So we definitely help each other out in our class. Like Bracey's helped me figure things out, and we've helped newer students figure stuff out, that if you're farther along, you kind of step up and you help the newer students who are struggling in the beginning, because that's the hardest part, is getting through the beginning. And after that, it all just kind of flows. And if you have problems or you get stuck, you have a classroom full of people to help you figure it out, who have been there and done it. And I came up here and talked to the ladies in the student services building, and they were telling me about Miss Skipper's class. And Miss Skipper taught me in high school before she came over here. And I was like, oh, I love Miss Skipper, and I love the way she taught us. And I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And so I started. Ms. Skipper told me about the H-1B funding, which was for people who are working part-time or work full-time probably. Some people do. That if they need help paying for school, they pay for your exam vouchers, and they pay for your books, and they pay for all the stuff you need, except for your course hours, really. And they don't cover tuition or course hours. And Miss Skipper told me about it my first day of class, so I went home that night and filled out the form online to the link she gave me, and it was very easy. It was very easy. That's what surprised me most, because college, usually you think about paperwork and getting frustrated over it, and this was very easy. And I went over to the Career Source Chipola at the old high school building, and they were very sweet over there and very helpful. And it's been a wonderful experience. It's been a real blessing to have that. I didn't have a difficult transition from going back to school transition, because I had just finished school. So I knew, hey, my first day I'm going to be nervous, but it's all going to be okay. I know how to study. I know how to do my work and stay on task. I'm used to being around people and working with others. And it made the whole thing a little less stressful, as I had just done it for 13 years. I've actually had several people that I go to church with that, just hearing what I've done, what I'm taking here, they're like, oh, when you finish, you come see me, you come talk to me. I might have something for you. And it's not even like I'm going out and looking. People are coming to me and finding me and like, oh, I heard you're taking that cybersecurity class, or you're IT certified. Come see me when you're done with school. And it's so relieving not to have to worry about, where am I going to find a job? How am I going to get a job in my field? How am I going to make a living? How am I going to support a family one day if I can't find a job? But people are coming to me and saying, hey, when you're done with school, you come find me, and I've got something for you. Miss Skipper she has very high standards for us, because she doesn't want to see us fail. And it's not just because if we fail, it looks bad on her. If we fail, it's very hard on us. It's very hard on her and everybody else to see us fail. So she makes sure we're prepared for everything we do, over-prepared even for everything we do, so that we don't fail. It's very hard to fail when Miss Skipper is your teacher, because she prepares us so well. We've had several people that have had family emergencies, and they'll be out for a week or so at the time, so they just withdraw themselves and take the time off that they need, and when they come back, they just pick the class back up right where they left off, without any repercussions or consequences for being out, for missing so many days. Like in high school, if you missed too many days of school, truancy court. If if you're going to miss a bunch of days of school here, if you're going to be out for a while, you just withdraw yourself and you can pick up right back where you left off when you come back. Miss Skipper was my teacher in high school, and she taught all of my computer classes. She taught me how to type, and we did yearbook together. And she really, when we were in high school, she talked about being safe on the computer and being safe on the internet. And she just touched on that. So that's always been a thought in the back of my mind was, how can I be safe on the internet? How can I keep people from finding out things about me that they shouldn't find out? And then when I had a sit-down talk with her before I started class, which I didn't start in August, I used the open enrollment and started in the middle of September. And I sat down and talked to her, and I was like, hey, lay this out for me. What should I be expecting? And really, everything has been just as she has described, because she's had so many students go through it. But it just goes a little more in depth. It was a little more hands-on than I was expecting, because I was expecting just sit in front of a computer and do like an online class all day long. And I was like, this is going to be so boring. I'm going to have to power through it and get it over with. But there are labs to do, and there's hands-on stuff, and it's like you watch a video and they tell you about, hey, we're going to show you how to set up a firewall, and then you do a lab and you're like, okay, now you set up the firewall. Or we're going to connect all these computers onto a network. They tell you about it and then you do it. And it's very helpful to be able to hear one thing and read one thing and then be able to do it. So it's not a big shock when you get into a workplace and they're like, some people will be like, oh, I watched a video about this. I can say, hey, I actually did this. I know how to do this. And the hands-on side is my favorite part, because I get to sit and do what I'm learning about. I would highly recommend anybody attending the school. Anybody. I tell everybody I know how much I love coming to school here. Anybody that asks me, oh, Katelyn, what are you doing these days? Oh, I go to Florida Panhandle Technical College, and let me tell you, I love it. That's all anybody hears from me is, oh, I love it. Everybody here is so helpful and nice, and all the instructors really know what they're doing, and they're really helpful. And it doesn't matter if you're not in their class. They're willing to help you do whatever they can to help you progress and get where you need to be. And it's just wonderful to know that there are so many people here that care about their students and are so willing to help people get as far as they can. I'm Katelyn Padgett, and I am Florida Panhandle Technical College.